There aren't many stories out there that would hit the heart like that of Ryan Braun, once touted as the next big thing and an inspiration to the younger generation, ended up fading into a story of what could have been. From being a Rookie of the Year to becoming an MVP to controversy after controversy. Braun's career is a roller coaster of scandals, issues, but also amazing accomplishments. Sounds interesting? Stay tuned. But before we get started, smash that like button, subscribe, and let's get straight into it. Before his explosion on the major league scene, it's important that we take a dive back to see how Ryan was made. He was born on the 17th of November 1983 in Mission Hills, California. Growing up, Ryan's life was all sports, but baseball was where his heart really was. He played his entire life, eventually ending up playing his college ball at the University of Miami. In college, Ryan Braun won several awards, including National Freshman of the Year, First Team Freshman All-American, and was a finalist for the Golden Spikes Award. He was also named the ACC Player of the Year and an All-American. His grind didn't go unnoticed, as many teams were after his talent, but it was the Milwaukee Brewers who grabbed him with the 5th pick in the 2005 Major League Baseball draft, a pick that had a big effect on the trajectory of the entire franchise. Braun didn't spend much time in the minor leagues, but in the little time he did, he lit it up. By May 25, 2007, he was called up to the big leagues. In his first season as a pro, he did way better than anyone would have expected. He went on to hit .324 with 34 home runs and 97 RBIs, which was more than enough to take home the Rookie of the Year award. The hype was real, and the Milwaukee fan base loved him. He arrived at a time where the Brewers were struggling, but he gave them a reason to believe that they could become relevant again. Braun continued to show why he was exactly who they thought he was as he helped his team reach the playoffs in 2008 for the first time since 1982. And he didn't just do it in a casual manner. He dominated that year, hitting 37 home runs and 106 RBIs, continuing to put the league on notice. Then, what happened next year? In 2009, he managed to have a 200-hit season with 32 home runs and batting .320. He was only getting better. Ryan Braun wasn't just any player in the league. He was a star that was on his way to becoming a Brewers legend. His play was a level above the rest of the league. He had a good mix of speed, power, and charisma, which made everyone love watching him. And in 2010, he was rewarded with a 5-year contract worth $45 million, making him the face of the franchise. The 2011 season was when Braun was at his peak. He had a few seasons under his belt and was really getting dialed. That season, he managed to hit .332 with 33 home runs, 111 RBIs, and even racked up 33 stolen bases, helping his team win the NL Central title and having 96 wins that season. He was arguably the best player in the league at the time and even won the 2011 NL MVP. The Brewers were dominant that season, and Braun was the shining star for them. But at the top of his career is right where things started to become cloudy for the star. And in December 2011, reports came out that Ryan had tested positive for using performance-enhancing drugs. The news sent shockwaves through the entire baseball universe, leaving all of his fans wondering, was it true and what happens next? Braun denied the allegations against him, and in February 2012, he won his appeal to overturn a 50-game ban that was placed on him, claiming that there were issues with the urine sample that was taken. There was a press conference where he spoke out, and he claimed that his test collector, Dino Lorenzi Jr., was the one that mishandled the urine sample and put the blame on the tainted test samples. Ryan's fans supported him wholeheartedly, believing their favorite player had been a victim of unfortunate circumstances. He continued playing as his suspension was overturned, and in the 2012 season, he had another extraordinary season. Batting .319 with a league-leading 41 home runs and 112 RBIs, he came in second in MVP voting. But unfortunately for him, his off-the-field controversies kept on piling up. Unfortunately for Ryan, 2013 wasn't as bright as others, and everything started to catch up to him. All he built had started to crumble. He, alongside other players in the league, were involved in the Biogenesis scandal. There was now glaring evidence that he was, in fact, guilty of using PEDs, contradicting everything he denied previously. So the player that was once a favorite was now being viewed as a liar, and this caused a big rift in the connection he had with the fans. The fallout was terrible, and his entire reputation was now affected. It was a sad moment, not just for Braun, but also for the Milwaukee Brewers. He came out to apologize for his actions and confessed to his mistake. But unfortunately for him, there's no way his actions could go ignored. He was hit with a 65-game suspension, meaning the remainder of the season. The admission shocked not only his fans, but also his teammates and team officials who were relying on him to continue driving their team forward. He went from hero to zero in no time, and the player that was once respected by the fans and the league was now booed. Question marks now came over every single thing he achieved. Did he achieve all his accolades fairly, or did he cheat the league? He served his suspension and he returned to playing, but his performances were just not the same. It was obvious that something wasn't the same. Maybe the drugs were a reason why his game was so good, or maybe the mental toll from what he had been through was just too much to bounce back from. In the 2014 season, his production had fallen off from his previous seasons with the .266 batting average and 19 home runs. Apart from that, injuries had started to play a factor as well. Although his 2016 season started to look like the Ryan Braun of old, his .305 average and 30 homers just didn't feel the same anymore. The legacy he worked so hard to build was now tainted, and he was seen as a fraud to most people. His final years with the Brewers were nothing but mixed feelings, as his contributions were overshadowed with the PED drama and injuries. But for what it's worth, his 2017 through 2020 seasons were still productive in their own ways, as he managed to score 100 runs in the 4 years. His fall-off wasn't nearly as physical as it was a fall-off of perception. He played his final season in 2020, the season that was shortened by the COVID pandemic. He was only hitting .233, and his time for the Brewers unfortunately had come to an end. After becoming a free agent, he decided it was time to hang it up in September 2021. And although the PED drama had a big stain on his career, the team still honored him with a ceremony with his teammates and manager praising him as being one of the best players to ever play for the Milwaukee Brewers. So his legacy? Well, his stats are there. PED enhanced or not, he had an .891 OPS, 809 extra base hits, 352 career home runs, and he was a franchise player for the Brewers for over a decade. He's also among the all-time leaders in almost every offensive stat for Milwaukee. He will definitely be remembered for being associated with PEDs, but he will also be remembered for what he did for the club and his loyalty. But till this day, there are still fans who have not forgiven him for what happened, so his legacy is mixed. Ryan's story is an exciting one, a story of an incredible talent and amazing achievements with a damaged career and legacy by his own hands. He made it to the top and became a fan favorite, but his choices created a legacy of debate, a Brewers icon who will always have a question mark over him. But what do you think? Is he still a legend despite the PED scandal, or is it too much to forgive? Drop a comment for us below, but don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and share with your friends so they won't miss out on any of baseball's most interesting stories.